This is Napoleon Hill, a humble guy who took a job as a reporter at Bob Taylor's magazine. One day, he interviewed Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie is considered to be one of the richest men to ever live, with a net worth of $370 billion in today's money. Carnegie told Hill that anyone could be rich if they followed a set of principles that many wealthy individuals, just like him, have followed. In that interview, Carnegie offered Hill an opportunity to quit his job and go interview some of the most successful people in the world. But instead of writing for a magazine, he would compile what he learned in a book. Trusting that Carnegie knew better, Hill agreed in less than 30 seconds. This later became the book Think and Grow Rich, which sold over 20 million copies in Hill's lifetime and over 100 million copies to date. Hill says that a strong, burning desire to be successful is the foundation of virtually all financially wealthy people. When someone truly wants something, not just hopes for it, there's no choice but to act and behave according to this burning desire. Hill outlines 5 steps that will spark this burning desire. First, decide in detail exactly how much wealth you'll like to attract. Number 2, decide what you will give in exchange for this money. Nothing comes for free. Unlike the title of this book might imply, we cannot just think money into existence. We must give something of value in exchange for the desired money. Number 3, decide on the date that you will reach your monetary goal. Number 4, create an action plan that will carry out your goal. Number 5, write all of this down on paper and keep it where you can see it every day. And number 6, look over this plan every single day to keep you focused on achieving your goal. This not only gives you a burning desire to achieve your goal, but a practical plan of attack. So let's help our friend Tom build his burning desire plan. First, we start with his monetary goal. He wants to make his first $100,000. Second, he needs to decide what he will give in exchange. He knows that with a little bit of studying and practice, he can get really good at building websites for local businesses. Third, he needs to set a date in which he will reach his monetary goal. He decided that he will have his $100,000 1 year from now. Fourth, he needs to set a plan to achieve this goal. He decides that he can charge $1,000 per website he makes. This means that in 1 year, he will make 100 websites. This is around 9 websites per month. Fifth, he will write his goal, what he will sell, his timeline, and his plan on a poster, and he will hang it up in his office. Sixth, he will take at least 5 minutes to review this plan every single day to avoid getting off track until his goal is met. Hill says that every highly successful person has a strong sense of belief that they can actually achieve their goals. If you take a look at some of the most successful people in the world, you'll notice that they all have this trait. Like Steve Jobs used to say, those who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Let's take Elon Musk for example. He took his $165 million he made with the sale of PayPal, and instead of just retiring and living his life, he used it all to invest in Tesla and SpaceX, because he fully believed that he could make a difference with those companies. Elon Musk is now estimated to be worth over $146 billion. One of the best ways to develop a sense of belief that you can achieve your goals is by surrounding yourself with those who have already done what you want to accomplish. Using the internet, we have more access to these individuals than ever, which leads us to our next point. Having all of these great influences around us helps us with what Hill calls autosuggestion. This is basically influencing your subconscious mind by curating what thoughts or outside stimuli we receive. For example, if we are constantly consuming negative media or are around people who are constantly complaining, we are not likely to feel happy and powerful. But what if instead we spend our time reading inspiring books, listening to positive podcasts, or watching positive and informational content? All of a sudden, we feel like we can actually achieve our goals because we are positively autosuggesting. Many people, including Hill, notice that many successful individuals naturally visualize themselves achieving their goals. They are able to see what they achieved before they actually achieve it. A new brain imaging study led by University of Colorado Boulder and Icahn School of Medicine found that imagined stimuli have a very similar effect in our brains as real experiences. The study consisted of a group of 68 people. They were played a sound and given an uncomfortable but not painful electric shock. This trained them to associate the sound with the shock. Then, they divided the people into 3 groups. In the first group, they played the same sound. The second group was told to imagine the same sound. And the third was told to imagine pleasant birds and rain sounds, all of them without any more electric shocks. They found that people who imagined the sound had the same brain response as those who actually heard the sound. Both the auditory and the fear parts of the brain were activated when presented with both, the real sound and the imagined one. So imagining yourself achieving your goals can actually help you in both making your burning desire stronger while convincing your brain that your goal is actually possible, since your brain already believes that it's real. Hill found that wealth is created when someone has a very specific skill that can be offered to the marketplace, which he calls specialized knowledge. Think about this. If you had a brain tumor, who would you go to? A brain surgeon or a general medicine doctor? A brain surgeon, right? Which of these doctors makes more money? The brain surgeon. This is because the brain surgeon can solve problems that most other people can't. This is more important today in the modern era where most industries are extremely competitive. The more specialized you are, the more competitive you become in your industry. Now, it is not necessary to start with specialized knowledge. Hill suggests to find out what specialized knowledge you need and then seek to find it. Knowledge and information is vital, as well as having imagination. Hill learned that a common trait between highly successful people is that they are highly inventive. They are able to use imagination from the start of their journey since they imagined and believe in their potential success. Hill says that there are 2 types of imagination, synthetic and creative imagination. Synthetic imagination is arranging all the concepts, ideas, or products that when combined in a unique way would create or synthesize a new invention. If we think about some of the biggest companies in the world today, like Uber, Airbnb, or even Facebook, they are all examples of taking a previous concept and reinventing it to create a new and improved system or service. Creative imagination is a more rare form of imagination. As Hill puts it, we tap into a higher level of consciousness where inspirations or hunches come from. Hill explains that imagination is just like a muscle. The more it's practiced, the stronger it gets. But many people have incredible ideas, but many don't act on them. Having good ideas doesn't really make you wealthy. Hill says that decision is a major part of success. Hill suggests that a big difference between high achievers and most others is that the majority of people make decisions slowly and change their minds quickly. Highly successful people, on the other hand, make decisions quickly and confidently and stick to them until they either work or don't. Hill says that a major trait of those who achieve wealth is persistence. Once a decision is made, the mind of the high achiever persists until it's done. This means modifying and calibrating along the way if something doesn't work. A great example of this is Steve Jobs. He had a burning desire to create technology that would change the world. He made a decision to start the company and didn't stop until his vision became reality, even when executives fired him from his own company and he sold most of his shares, virtually locking him out of his own company. He continued with his plan to use technology to change the world by building his company Next and buying a small animation studio, which he named Pixar. 12 years later, Apple bought his company Next for $400 million and brought Jobs back to Apple, and soon after, he took over as Apple CEO. And in 2006, Jobs sold Pixar to Disney for $7.4 billion, making him Disney's largest shareholder. Steve Jobs didn't do all of this on his own. As Hill says, when 2 or more individuals put their mind together, a third and more powerful mind is created, which he calls the Mastermind. Apple started with the combination of Steve Wozniak, who created the first Apple computer, and Steve Jobs' ability to sell and persuade. One without the other wouldn't have sparked the creativity and the vision to turn this technology into an industry-changing company. If you pay attention, many high achievers spend a lot of time associating with each other to share ideas and experiences with one another, and sparking new and innovative ideas. Taking action on your goals can be overwhelming, especially if you don't have an organized plan. Having a plan allows you to make decisions and take clear actions by using logic and rationality rather than emotion. For example, Bill Gates would have what he called his think weeks, where he would rent a cabin in the woods somewhere, take a week or two, and read, learn, and strategize. So, the 10 principles of highly successful people are: Number 1, a burning desire to be successful. Number 2, a belief that we can achieve our goals. Number 3, autosuggestion, curate what goes into our subconscious. Number 4, visualize ourselves achieving our goal. Number 5, specialized knowledge. Number 6, use imagination, both synthetic and creative. Number 7, fast and confident decisions. Number 8, persistence. Number 9, build a mastermind. And number 10, organized planning. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this book. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and check out our digital library of financial book summaries here on YouTube. It's all free. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.